اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. This blessed series of traditions continues, and you must have observed that the different situations one faces in life, sometimes the Holy Prophet ﷺ has given us advice in a very beautiful manner, which are found in these collections of traditions. Sometimes Imam Sahib says that there are some such traditions which are made of a few words and they are packed with meanings, but sometimes the Holy Prophet ﷺ elaborates on a topic and uses lengthy sentences for this purpose. And one such example is going to be presented today. The words of the tradition, Imam Sahib says he wishes to read the Arabic, and then the translation will be read out. He says, "Ala kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi," that all of you are in charge of something. فَالْإِمَامُ الَّذِي عَلَى النَّاسِ رَاعٍ وَمَسْئُولٌ عَلَى رَعِيَّتِهِ وَرَجُلٌ رَاعٍ عَلَى أَهْلِ بَيْتِهِ وَهُوَ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ وَالْمَرْأَةُ رَاعِيَةٌ عَلَى بَيْتِ زَوْجِهَا وَوَلَدِهِ وَهِيَ مَسْئُولَةٌ عنهم وَعَبْدُ الرَّجُلِ رَاعٍ على مال سيده وهو مسؤول عنه وكلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. Imam Sahib says, just as he mentioned, this is a long tradition, and the translation Imam Sahib says he would present in its entirety first. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said that, O Muslims, take heed and listen that each one of you in his own sphere is a ruler and a supervisor, and everyone shall be asked about those who are under him. So those who are a person who is an officer, he will be responsible for whoever is under him, and every person is responsible who is in a household will be is responsible for the people under him, and every lady is responsible for her children, and she will be asked about them, and a servant is also a supervisor of his master's home. And then the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, remember, all of you are masters in your own spheres, and all of you will be asked about how you took care of those who are under you. Imam Sahib says this is a long tradition in which the Holy Prophet ﷺ has reminded the Muslims with regards to their surroundings. Let us look again at the translation. The Holy Prophet ﷺ reminded the Muslims, and the word Allah is used to bring people's attention, and that you should listen and act in accordance with this. Remember that each one of you is a ruler in his own sphere, and he has a sort of rule and government in his sphere, and he also must be a supervisor and on a caretaker. Even if so, although one has authority, but at the same time he is also their caretaker, and he must fulfill this responsibility that is on his shoulders, because he'll be asked about it on the Day of Judgment. So the words that of a ruler and a supervisor are used together, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ says that everyone will be asked about those who are under him. If you take a family as an example, there is a lady and she has a husband and children, and the lady will be responsible for her children and her husband, and the husband is responsible for the whole family, and the children are also are responsible in their own way for their parents and the rights that they offer them. So each person will be asked about those that are they are their, who are their subjects. And then the Holy Prophet ﷺ further explains that a person who is an officer over other people is their ruler. Imam Sahib is saying this, usually there is a group and one person is chosen as their head, and he becomes their ruler, and he will be answerable for his supervision. And they may be called an officer in the world, and they may think that we are not responsible, we are not answerable to anyone. But this tradition tells us that the Islamic teaching is that every officer is answerable with regards to his guardianship. He's being a guardian, so he should make sure that each person under him has been given their due rights. So he will be answerable in this regard. And then further explaining this, the Holy Prophet ﷺ gave the example of a family and says that every man is a ruler over his home, and he will be asked about those who are under his care. So here the example of the family that has been given reminds us that the head of the family, the head of the household, it is his responsibility that the rights of those who are under him are taken care of, and he should make sure that those rights are being fulfilled. So he should not be affect his rule on them. He should not just assert his authority by ordering them around, etc. He should look after their rights. So, and it includes other people, servants, etc. as well. They also come under this injunction. And then just as a lady has also in the similar way been bound to look after those who are under her care. So she is reminded that she has to take care of her house and her family. So a lady should not think that she is completely free. It is an incumbent on her to obey her husband and to take care of the household, and the children that Allah has given them belong to both of them, and they should she should look after those who are under them with love and care, and make sure that no child should be going against Islamic teachings. They should be following they should live their lives according to Islamic teachings. So everyone should keep an eye on those who are under their care. They should make sure that Islamic teachings are protected. When men go out to work in his absence, the wife is a guardian over the children, and when the father comes home, then it is his responsibility to ask what sort of some circumstances they spend their day in, so that they are aware of how the child has spent his day, and if anything comes to light that is which is wrong, then they should be made to understand not to do it with love and care. So the responsibility falls on both parents, that children's needs should be taken care of. No one should think that her responsibility is more and mine is less, or his responsibility is more and the mother's responsibility is less. They both have to share the responsibility to ensure a good moral training of the children. Similarly, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that a servant who lives in the home, he becomes a member of the family, and he is responsible for the money of the finances of the household. So if he's given any money to go and buy something or sell something, then if he fulfills his responsibilities, then he will be answerable about them. So whatever is said to them, whatever is said to him, it it incumbent on him to fulfill his what is expected of him. And then the Holy Prophet ﷺ says at the end of this in a very beautiful way, and he says that Allah, that O people, take heed and hearken, that remember that every one of you is a guardian, a responsible and a ruler over others, but being a ruler in trying for their betterment. This is a responsibility of every person, and every person has a sphere of responsibilities. There's a certain duties that fall on their shoulders to perform. And in the end, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, and all of you are answerable for those that are your responsibility. All those people who are related to you or who are under your care, then you will be asked about them, you'll be questioned about whether or not you fulfilled your responsibility towards them. So there will be, each one of us will be asked about our responsibilities on the Day of Judgment. May Allah enable us all to remember all of these matters in our lives and to act accordingly. Assalamu alaikum.